Alright, so the wrap up to the tier list is finally here. We've gone through the point guards, the shooting guards, the small forwards, the power forwards, even the dark matters, the tall PGs even, and now we are finally here finishing it off with the best centers. So, if you guys are excited, hit the like button, you know how it works, and the subscribe, all of that wonderful stuff. Comment who your favorite center is right now, who you run at that start and center spot, and without further ado, let's get into the list, man. So, like we do every single time, we're going to start it off just showing you guys the wonderful hard pass tier. This is the bottom tier. These are the guys that we're not excited to run. We're probably not going to run them just because they're really not all that. And this one has the wonderful Amethyst Wilt Chamberlain. Just too much of a back to the basket big for my liking personally. Diamond Tyson Chandler, again, not really my thing. Diamond Shaquille O'Neal, again, back to the basket big. You can kind of see what's going on here. Diamond Roy Hibbert, just a card that I've never really liked. I don't know. Tried him out, did XP with him, and that's probably as far as I'm going to go with that. Precious Achiuwa, again, not really somebody that I'm really jumping out trying to use. Luka Doncic, he's great, he is fun, he is cheesy, but let's be honest, we're not going to be running, Luka at center. Maybe a power forward, like if you're really feeling like Luka, using a Luka card for whatever reason, but it's like they tried to give us another LaMelo Ball, and I just don't think it hits the same anymore just because everybody's using double big lineups. James Donaldson, the guy that we got for Luka, I could rank him higher just because he allowed us to get Luka, to be honest, but I think James Donald himself, yeah, no thank you. And this pink diamond Charles Oakley, again, hard pass, 150 tokens, not worth it in the slightest, just doesn't really give me anything that I'm really looking for. So starting off the still decent here, we have the Ruby Wendell Carter Jr., who again, pretty decent card, a card that I kind of like, I'm not going to lie. He's got some good defense. The jumper ain't too bad, a little bit slow, I will say that, but he can just do everything all around. He doesn't really have a lot of Hall of Fame badges, that's kind of why he's not bad, but I still think he's still decent, Yeah, he's good, but again, not jumping out of my socks to use him. Next up, we have the wonderful Dark Matter Taco Fall, who I have a personal hate in my heart for just because he is a glitched market reward, and I didn't see it the entire season. But, is what it is. Not everybody gets the RNG luck. I bet some of you guys did, which is cool. But Taco, jump shot 47 on quick, pretty nice. He's a tall guy, which is awesome. But unless you have the Phil Jackson coach boost, let's be honest, Taco really isn't the most amazing card. With that Phil Jackson boost, an added range, and things like that, I do think you can make an argument for like a baby demon tier or something like that. But I think just this base card, he's just decent, man. He's just decent. Next up is the wonderful Diamond Simbular, who with range added, or not range added, with clamps added, I think it's a pretty damn solid card, but just this base form of Simbular, he has a pretty terrible jumper, and he's still a little bit slow, so I'm not really loving him too much, but he can be fun, and he was kind of a killer for me recently in a limited weekend, like a week or two ago, which is pretty cool. It was actually kind of fun to use around, but again, you need to add that clamps to him. Next up is the wonderful Pink Diamond Nikola Vucevic, who is a pretty solid card, but at this point, I just think he's decent. They gave him set shot 17, I think it is, which is a nice jumper. Don't get me wrong. It's actually a jumper that I kind of like. It's pretty consistent. It's not too bad. I think we'll see it on some other cards later on in the list, and I like it on those ones, so but Vucevic is one of those guys that they tried to make cheesy by giving him the shifty dribble style and the ability to speed boost, but he only has like an 80 speed, so when he speed boosts, he goes from like an 80 to like an 85, and it's like, ooh, big deal, It's not really anything crazy or too exciting, to be honest. So I think overall, they had a good idea behind Vucevic, but the actual card itself is a little bit disappointing. Next up is the wonderful Pink Diamond Nicholas Batum, who I think, just because of how juiced his stats and badges are, that he can cheese so well, can be a kind of fun center, and the fact that he has that secondary position point guard can be okay. I think he's decent at the center position, but he's definitely nowhere near actually a top center prospect, let's be honest. But if we were ranking him based off of secondary position, you can check out the tall PGs to see where that would be. Next up is the wonderful Amethyst Kostas Antetokounmpo. Hopefully I said that correctly. But again, a nice little all-around Amethyst card. Doesn't have the greatest of shooting. They didn't really give him the most badges there. He's got a decent jumper. He's overall just decent. I think he's a pretty good card. I've used him. I got the XP with him. But again, I'm just not really excited about him. So I think decent all-around card. Next up is the wonderful Jermaine O'Neal, who's just a card that I haven't really ever been excited about. I used him just for a little bit to see how he would be doing because I saw some people, like talking about how he was great after the triple threat spotlights, and I gotta disagree. I am not a fan. Next up is the wonderful Pink Diamond JaVale McGee, who I think has the Jason Richardson jumper, which is pretty cool. And he's a nice tall guy, but what you expect with the Shaqtin' a Fool King is that he's just going to be a good, rebounder, a good interior defender, and a good dunker. And that's really exactly what this JaVale McGee is, and doesn't really jump out to me as anything extra than that. Next up is the wonderful Enes Kanter, who is saved by the fact that he has jump shot 38 because it is one of the best jumpers in the game, especially on next gen. I recently have reacquired 2K Lab, and let me tell you, on next gen, jump shot 38 is kind of crazy. It allows Enes Kanter to be an absolute offensive threat. Let me tell you, defense is a little bit lackluster. You got to expect that out of an Enes Kanter card, like we all know it. But offensively, I still think he's a pretty good card, which allows, at least in my opinion, to put him in decent. Next up is the wonderful Pink Diamond Jackson Hayes. I just don't love the fact that he's got such a low 3-ball. Like, bro, we got James Wiseman and Bol as two of the top tier cheesy centers in the game, and you didn't want to give it to Jackson Hayes. Like, I don't know. They made him, a shifty dribble style Curry sliding guy on next gen, but I don't know. He jumped out to me as fun and pretty good, but decent. You know what I mean? It wasn't like anything too crazy. For a cheesy center, he's good, but for an all-around center, I think he's just decent. And last but not least is the wonderful, the beautiful Amethyst Matt Bonner with that Klay Thompson release and the ability to Curry slide on next gen. I think he's a great card. He's fun if you're looking for just having a center that can Curry slide, but I think all around as an actual, overall center, a little bit disappointing. So that ends it for our still decent tier, and now we have the wonderful, pretty damn solid tier where we're starting off with the wonderful, the beautiful Galaxy Opal Zach Randolph. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a fun card. I was surprised at how great Zach Randolph was, and if he wasn't 6'9", I think I could have moved him up a tier higher because the Zach Randolph release, better than anticipated. Let me tell you, I'm very quick. Better than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a pretty terrible jumper, but it was actually pretty nice, and I've been able to green with him really easy. Like those, I think 125 points you had to get, money. Plus, as you would expect with the Zebo, he can go into the post and just kill it there. He's a nice inside guy, and his defense is actually pretty decent as well. I think all around pretty good, but more suited as a power forward kind of guy. And the same thing kind of goes for our next one, which is Amethyst West Unseld, who is a great card. But let's be honest, he's an Amethyst, and he's only really that great because he can Curry slide and has the Kobe jumper. So I think all around, bit of a niche player and more suited to be that power forward because he is only 6'7", but he still is amazing. Next up is a wild time in 2K. I am ranking a Patrick Ewing card in the pretty damn solid tier. Life is going in some crazy directions, let me tell you that. But Patrick Ewing actually has a pretty terrible release, I'll give you that. But this card actually isn't too bad. I gave him a try. I had some fun with him for the Intride XP challenge, and it's not bad. I was actually able to shoot pretty consistently. He does everything that you would expect a Ewing card to do, like the post game, the interior defense, the rebounding, and actually, it's pretty cheesy on that perimeter defense as well. So I think all around on that defensive end, he is actually insane, and it allows me to not feel bad about putting him into the pretty damn solid tier. So you know what, Patrick Ewing, take your time in the limelight. Next up, we have the wonderful Diamond Mohamed Bamba, who's actually kind of nice. Just another version of the Pink Diamond Jaren Jackson Jr. If you liked it, it's nice. They share the same jumper, and all around, good cards. Nothing to write home about, nothing to get too excited about, but a solid card, man. A solid card if you're looking for it. He's just a little bit skinny and a bit of a pup, but, a lot of the super cheesy centers are too, so, Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful Pink Diamond Yusuf Nurkic, who just has a bit of a jumper, Yusuf Nurkic is kind of like known as one of those playmaking defensive bigs, which is great, and he does that beautifully, but it doesn't really jump out to me as like a, a star I gotta have on my team, it just comes out to be a pretty good, pretty solid all-around center. So you know what, not bad at all for Yusuf Nurkic standards. Next up is something that surprised the hell out of me, and I'm actually debating putting him up into the Baby Demons tier. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really thinking about putting this Ben Simmons up into the Baby Demons tier because of how crazy he is right now. But originally, when 2K dropped this out of positions to Pink Diamond Ben Simmons, they did not give him good dribbling styles at all. Like, he had normal, and he had the quick timing on his jumper. But if you go and check right now, 2KDB tweeted it out, they updated Ben Simmons. So now he has the very quick jumper, and he has the Curry slide with the quick dribble style and the Pro 8 moving cross. Which basically means he's another one of those super cheesy kind of centers, and now he's one of the better small forwards in the game. And I'm actually debating maybe replacing my James Worthy with this Ben Simmons. I'm thinking about it because he's actually insanely cheap. But, you know, is what it is. Anyway, Simmons is still 6'10", has a 7-foot wingspan, and they gave him really nice interior defense to kind of counteract the fact that he's going to be playing center, and he's actually super solid now at this point. And if I'm being honest, I definitely would take him over Zach Randolph and Wes Unseld. So you know what? I'll do it. I'll put Ben Simmons up here, at least for now, in the Baby Demons tier, and I'll see if I have to readjust later. So next up is our wonderful Pink Diamond Hakeem Olajuwon, the same tier as our wonderful, Patrick Ewing from the Enshrine set. And, Hakeem Olajuwon, if you like this Galaxy Opal, you'll like this Pink Diamond. He's just a slightly worse version of that. Just does everything you would expect a Hakeem card to do, and can even shoot it a little bit, pretty nice. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Greg Oden. Sorry, I gotta move all of these. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but who is a pretty nice card, as you would expect with a Greg Oden. Can't curry slide or do anything like that, so don't get too excited. But he is a 7-footer that can shoot the ball pretty well, has awesome interior defense, even can kind of clamp up on the perimeter a little bit, and it's just all around pretty fun and pretty nice. Just an interesting jumper in set shot 16, I think, which isn't bad. It's just a set shot. The standards aren't too high for those. Next up is the wonderful Dark Matter George Mikan, who I did a gameplay on recently, and I gotta admit, I don't like him. Jump Shot 4 is a jumper that I've realized I kind of despise. It's not one that I want to see on cards. It's not one that I like. It's not one that I mess with. And there's very select few cards that I'm okay with it being on. George Mikan's not really one of them. He's a Dark Matter. His stats are absolutely insane. His badges are juiced up. He should be amazing. But for me personally, it really, really fell short of the mark. To the point where I put him on the same tier as Bill Laimbeer, who actually is hindered by one thing, and that he has an absolutely terrible jumper. A terrible jumper. Like, this Bill Laimbeer is insane defensively. His shooting stats and badges are absolutely out of this world. His post game is great. All around, everything about Bill Laimbeer is a god. And then you actually take a jump shot with him, and you wish you could actually sell the card because it's so bad, man. It is so bad. It is so ugly. I would never wish that jumper on my worst enemies, man. Please don't give this to any other cards. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Arvydas Sabonis, who's just another version of like a DeMarcus Cousins, because they got the same jumper. You know how it works. And he's a pretty good card, if I'm being honest. A little bit slow, a little bit clunky, as 7'3" centers usually are. So overall, he doesn't jump out to me as amazing like he did last year, but he's still fun and still amazing. I just wish he could get back to that like 2K19 Pink Diamond Token Market glory days, because let me tell you, those were some fun times. And last but not least is the wonderful Pink Diamond Alvin Adams, because he's a nice little budget version of like a Bill Russell if you're looking for it. He's got a pretty decent jumper, and Dion Waiters, pretty fun, pretty nice. He can curry slide, he's 6'9", he can get cheesy, and just literally do everything, and he's a Pink Diamond with like 70 total badges, which is always going to be nice in my book. So, starting off our wonderful Baby Demons here, we have the wonderful, the beautiful, one of my favorite budget centers in the game, Pink Diamond Mystery Serge Ibaka, because he has Jump Shot 26, and I love me some Jump Shot 26. It is stupid quick and just really easy to time, at least for me personally. It's just a jumper that I've really been able to get the timing down. It's that Dave the Busher, Coutinho Mobley jumper, and I love it. I love it. I think it's super fun and it's super nice. Plus, as you would expect with Serge Ibaka, he has amazing dunking and defense, which a lot of cards do at this point, but you mix that with just amazing shooting, awesome wingspan, and a 6'11" height, and it works out pretty good in your favor. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Karl Malone, who again I think is a super fun, super solid card. The Karl Malone jumper and Karl Malone cards in general usually get pretty slept on because he was kind of a garbage human being, but his cards are still good, so I still gotta rank him up high there. I just wish he wasn't a piece of garbage, but I'm not gonna give him any praise because of what he's done. And if you're wondering, look it up. Next up, we have the two Kareem Abdul-Jabbar brothers. They're not actually brothers, they're just the same card, the same person. Anyway, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I do not notice a difference between the Dark Matter and the Opal. And if you are noticing a difference between the Dark Matter and the Opal, you are lying to me. And you are lying to everybody else that you tell that to, because it is a bold-faced lie. I went through and looked, and I talked to somebody about this. We were debating it back and forth. This Galaxy Opal Kareem is about, I think, 300-something stats worse than this Dark Matter. But if you don't care about post-game as well as like the playmaking stats, the shot IQ, potential, things like that they move up for this Dark Matter Kareem, the Galaxy Opal is like 90 to 80 stats different from this Kareem, which is almost nothing in the grand scheme of things because it's all like 1 or 2 across the stats. You add a range extender and a 3-point shoe on these, and you literally will not notice a difference between the two. And if you have a Phil Jackson, this is like one of the most perfect tactical downgrades you can do. It is a blatant lie that this Dark Matter Kareem is a lot better than this Opal. They are both the same, and they are amazing cards because Jump Shot 21 is a godsend, let me tell you. I love it on Rudy LaRusso, and I love it on Kareem. Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful, the god-like man, Diamond Eddie Curry. If you remember the pink diamond in 2K20, let me tell you, this diamond relives all of those glory days. Jump Shot 38 on very quick, and this man is money. Like I said with Enes Kanter, Jump Shot 38 being as good as it is really gives some bonus, some brownie points to Eddie Curry, and it makes him a lot better than maybe he should be. Actually, a lot better than he should be, because go look up Eddie Curry's stats right now, and then you'll be like, damn, he should not have a diamond. But still, got some post game, got some nice finishing ability. He's got defense, he's got rebounding. I mean, he's a center, so he should, but it's pretty nice, and it's a pretty fun card to run, let me tell you. Next up is a card that for some reason, or a guy that for some reason, I just like all his cards this year, and it's Galaxy Opal Domantas Sabonis. His diamond was a beautiful godsend free card for me, and the pink diamond was great, and the Galaxy Opal was just as good. Jump Shot 10 on very quick for a center is actually not bad. It's not a bad jumper at all, to be honest. And with Domantas, you increase that with just amazing shooting, and he can do everything else you want. Plus, he's actually a crazy good playmaker for a guy that plays your center position. And having a guy that can be your center, be cheesy, can play make really well, and basically be a point center, at least for me, is a really fun and offensive opening experience. I just like it. I think it's fun. Next up is the wonderful, the beautiful, glitched. I just gotta say the wonderful, the beautiful. I'm saying it too much. Glitched pink diamond DeAndre Jordan. Did a gameplay on this card as well, and I don't think this card got nearly as much hype as it deserves, man. He is almost a clone of Wilt Chamberlain. And the only reason I would rank, spoiler alert, that I'm ranking DeAndre Jordan below the likes of Wilt Chamberlain is because Wilt, I think, has a secondary position power forward, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, roast me in the comments, please. I'm open to it because it's dumb. But it's because he doesn't have any post game. Play makes him a little weird, and he is like 20 pounds away from being able to curry slide, and it kind of annoys me. Whereas Wilt has Pro 3, so he can still get cheesy and still have some dribbles. So sometimes it can be pretty nice to have Wilt versus this DeAndre. But he was like 17K the last time I looked at him, and it's an absolute crazy price for the quality of card that you're getting. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Dave Cowens, who is an absolute beast, man. 6'9", better as a power forward, but even at the center, he's not too bad. Jump Shot 1 on very quick isn't the most amazing jumper, but on a big man, you can kind of get over it. And Dave Cowens, every single year, just has that ability to literally do everything and do it at a top-tier level. That's always nice. Just think about like LeBron in 2K form, and that's Dave Cowens. There you go. Boom. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Christian Wood, who is a 6'10" phenom with the wonderful Ray Allen base. He's like Bill Russell with like a different player build, basically, and he's absolutely money. If there was one card that I recommended over the weekend that you grind for it wasn't TJ Warren, it was Christian Wood. 6'10", 7'3" wingspan. He can curry slide, and he had the shifty dribble style with the Ray Allen on quick, which I realized after doing some research is the fastest jumper on next gen, next to Jump Shot 29, and I think one other that nobody ever uses, so you never even notice it. But his defense on the perimeter is actually crazy, along with interior. He can shoot from deep and absolutely money. Doesn't have steady, so he's good on both gens. And he's lightning quick with a 92 speed at 6'10". Christian Wood is slept on, let me tell you that. Next up is the wonderful Dark Matter Bill Walton, who I have not seen a single person personally run this card. So 2K, if that tells you what you need to know about us and our feelings on Bill Walton, please stop dropping good cards of him. We do not care. We don't care. Nobody sees Bill Walton, that little gross neck beard and stuff, and gets excited. It doesn't happen. Stop giving us good cards of him. You could not drop a Bill Walton card all year, and there'd be like 5 people that would be upset about it. But still, Bill Walton is 6'11", has a 7'3" wingspan, and is absolutely insane just because his defense is godly minus the steal. They give amazing playmaking. He can really play in the post and finish just insanely well. Jump Shot 37 is that Andre Miller, Ben Wallace, Ricky Rubio jumper. It's pretty nice. I don't love it, but it's definitely pretty good. And Bill Walton can curvy slide because he's only 210 pounds, which is fun. But, I mean, he's basically just like trying to be a shorter bull. So, like, why do you need to spend 1,000 tokens on him? It's just not too worth it, but he's still a pretty solid card. Next up is the wonderful Galaxy Opal Bam Adebayo. And you know what? I realized what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Christian Wood up there. I'm going to put, yeah. See, now it fits. Anyway, we have Bam Adebayo, who's actually a pretty nice, pretty fun card, because obviously all the triple threat cards I think are pretty fun. But Bam is a 6'9", 7'3" wingspan, just a jack of all trades, but specifically absolute demon on defense kind of card, which makes him fun. Curry slide, shifty dribble style, and the Lionel Simmons, Jeremy Grant, Michael Porter Jr. jumper on very quick. It is so easy to time, it is so money, and you can actually use that Curry slide. At least on next gen. Sorry, current gen people, but 2K just doesn't really like you. I don't know what it is, but they don't. And he's actually pretty nice. I just love the fact that Bam Adebayo just feels like one of the best defenders in the entire game all around, and that's why he's up here in the Baby Demon tier. When you can play defense that good, I'm going to give you some love. That's just how it is. And last but not least is the wonderful Dark Matter Mel Daniels, who I just absolutely love. I got him up, I evoed him, and he's basically a better version of the Diamond LaMelo Ball that we got that played power forward. So, if you like that, you should finish up some Mystery Domination, evo up that Mel Daniels, because he is disgusting. Now, we're starting off our last tier, which is the Demon tier. We have the wonderful Wilt Chamberlain. I was capping. He doesn't have a power forward. So anybody that actually did take me up on that offer, you were correct. I'm a dumbass. It's okay. I accept it. But I said everything about why Wilt was better than DeAndre, so I don't think I have to cover it up again. He's a good card. He's great. He's just a better DeAndre Jordan, which is a good damn card. Next up is the wonderful Dark Matter Shaquille O'Neal, who I do have a lot of mixed feelings about. Sometimes I think he's one of the best centers, sometimes I don't. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, he's 7'1", 7'7" wingspan. He can have those nice dribbling moves like a Wilt Chamberlain. And he has a jumper that for some reason, I don't know. For some reason, I see a lot of people talk about how great it is and how they've been pretty consistent with it. But then every time I've actually faced somebody who has it, they've never actually done anything with it or greened very consistently. So for me personally, it's a little bit interesting, at least, to see so many people have some contradictory things on what jumpers they like. But if you do like it, if you do have fun with Shaq and you can time it correctly, he actually can be a pretty good card and a pretty fun card. It's just a weird jumper to get used to, I will say that. Next up is the wonderful Dark Matter Ralph Sampson, who I was not excited about when he dropped. Nobody really cared, but he did get a buff. He did get a change to make him a little bit more exciting and a little bit better for people that actually decided to lock him in, which I don't know why you do it. But anyway, they boosted up his, I think, wingspan with 5 inches, so now it's a 7'7" wingspan instead of 7'4". I don't actually think that matters at all because it goes yeah, okay, it's a weird thing to try to explain, but in 2K, their wingspan is determined by the player build and, that sort of stuff. That's why Dino Raja, you could put that number, whatever, and his wingspan is still longer. It doesn't really change too much. But either way, it was a bit of a buff if you wanted it. Ralph Sampson, one of the best all-around defensive guys. He's the best post guy, really in the game. He's got set shot 17 on very quick, and he can curry slide. He's basically a Wilt with the Pro 3 behind the back and can curry slide. It's a good damn card. I just don't really care for him at all. Next up, we got the trio of 7'2" and above demigods that can curry slide in Kristaps Porzingis, Dark Matter Glitch, the Galaxy Opal James Wiseman, and the Pink Diamond Bol Bol. And these guys are utterly disgusting. Kristaps Porzingis, if it weren't for James Wiseman dropping, would be the best card that dropped. But I guess this kind of goes for Bol Bol and Kristaps, because they're basically the same card. They got the Brook Lopez base on very quick. They can curry slide, and they have the quick dribble style. The only difference is Porzingis has Pro 1 for his behind the back. Bol Bol has Pro 3, which is definitely better. They're both absolute demons on shooting. They don't come with steady. And Kristaps is actually a lot better of a defender than Bol Bol, especially on the perimeter. But their speed's pretty good all around, and he's nice. The difference is that James Wiseman, who dropped at the same time as Porzingis, it's like they wanted us to not get hyped about one of the main cards, was James Wiseman is sadly only 7'1", but he comes with the Steph Curry jumper on very quick, which is easily the best jumper in the game. On next gen, it's kind of crazy, and I think on current gen, it's also one of the best jumpers as well. It's just a good jumper, all around. It's one of the best. Obviously, Wade and 98 are some of the best jumpers out there, but Curry is one of everybody's favorites every single time, and it just makes him crazy. And then on top of that, he can curry slide in Pro 3. James Wiseman, still my starting center, and I don't really see a reason to ever switch that up. Next up is the wonderful, oh, and if I'll get to it, Dark Matter Bill Russell, but if I had to rank these 3 guys into who I think's the best, Wiseman at 1, Porzingis at 2, Bol at 3. There we go. Next up is the Dark Matter Invincible Bill Russell. I don't really think I need to explain it. He has basically 99 in every single stat. I mean, why wouldn't you want that? He has almost all the Hall of Fame badges in the game. He has the quickest jumper in the game, Ray Allen, on very quick. He has a massive wingspan, and he's one of the best defenders in the game. Bill Russell leads the game right now in total stats, granted, only by 3, and has, I think, the second most badges in the game with 71, which is just crazy. This Bill Russell is one of the best cards on both current and next gen. There's just no reason to switch it up because he also can Curry slide, which is just crazy. And again, he's my starting power forward, and I don't see a reason to change it. Next up, the wonderful Dark Matter Anthony Davis, who I was gonna say when they get to the finals is probably gonna get an invincible card, but right now it's looking a little sketchy for Anthony Davis and LeBron. So I don't know. But I do think we eventually might get an invincible Anthony Davis. But anyway, this Dark Matter is 6'10", a 7'5" wingspan. The defense all around is just juiced to holy hell, as well as his finishing. He can Curry slide, which is just absolutely. Oh wait, no, he can't Curry slide because he's both 6'10" and 253. So Anthony Davis actually is cursed with that, which is tough. But he just does everything else so well that he's still a top tier card and it's still fun. And last but not least is the one card that I'm okay with Jump Shot 4 being on, and it's Dark Matter Dikembe Mutombo, who again has no damn right being as good as he is, but 7'2" wingspan or height, 7'6" wingspan, has a 94 shot 3 with Hall of Fame range, and every single defensive / rebounding badge is on Hall of Fame. Jump Shot 4 very quick. He has the shifty dribble style. And if he wasn't 250, he could Curry slide. He's literally like 10 pounds away from being able to Curry slide, which is annoying. But if you've gone against this Dikembe, you understand why it's kind of needed, because this card's a little broken defensively, to be honest. And if he was that good offensively as well, I probably would options, left, X, down, X, basically every single time I saw him. So this is what we got for our final tier, minus one last card, the GOAT, the best center in the game, the wonderful Amethyst Muggsy Bogues, the 5'3" phenom, who obviously is going up into the demon tier. I mean, he's one of the best. I wanted to save the best for last and rank him personally myself. Muggsy Bogues is an absolute god. If you have any sort of doubts, go pick him up for that like 4K MT that he is and have a blast, because my god, go look at this Muggsy Bogues card. He is one of the best. He is so fun, man. 69 Hall of Fame badges, including 60 Hall of Fame, literally an invincible card, and has jump shot 98 on very quick, can Curry slide, and Pro 3. Ooh. Plus, let's not talk about that 5'3" height and 5'5" wingspan. It's godly. Super fun card, and I highly recommend you pick him up. So that's our final tier list for the center position. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. Like the video if you did enjoy or just found it informative at all, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are on that road to 10K subscribers. Nearly there, so hit that sub button. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.